With that down, let's move on to our third main topic today. And our third main topic today gets submitted to us by Reshef Shire, who writes, I just read on Deadline that Travis Knight has, here we go again, Rob, has dropped out from directing the Uncharted movie due to Tom Holland's scheduling issues. Boy, oh boy. This is starting to look like the Flash movie. Starting to doubt it sees the light of day. Despite reports to the contrary, couldn't they have just given this one to Nathan Fillion? He's perfect for it. All right, thanks a lot for sending in the question, man. And first, let me just address that last part you said there. No, Nathan Fillion is completely 1,000% the wrong guy for this, because this movie is not about an almost 50-year-old Nathan Drake. That's not what the movie's about. The movie's about a young Nathan Drake. So no, Nathan Fillion is totally the wrong guy. And you don't build your movie around the actor you want to put in. That's how you make shitty movies. Like, the actors are there to serve the characters, and the characters are there to serve the story. You don't go, wow, we really want this actor in the role. Okay, let's totally change our movie and make the movie serve the actor. You don't do it that way. That's how you end up with crappy movies. So, and I love Nathan Fillion. I love that little short film of his too, but no, he was obviously clearly the wrong guy for this. But you're not wrong when you mention this is starting to smell like the Flash a little bit. Because we are now in a situation here, Rob, where, and there have been other directors that have been loosely attached at one point or another, but we've had now 3 firmly attached directors that have now departed. We, of course, had Dan Trachtenberg, most recently Sean Levy before was attached to direct, and then we had the Kubo and the Two Strings and the Bumblebee. God, what a great job Travis Knight did with Bumblebee, and obviously Kubo and the Two Strings, and now he's gone. 3 big directors, all seriously attached to the film, and now all seriously gone. And it raises the question, why? Well, what's being reported here, Rob, is that the reason they're saying the departures happened here is because you've got Tom Holland, who is obviously going to be playing Spider-Man. And now they're saying his Spider-Man shooting schedule is going to interfere with the shooting schedule of Uncharted, so they're having to bump Uncharted. And as a result of bumping Uncharted, that now means the schedule doesn't work for Travis Knight, and now Travis Knight needs to depart, and blah, 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 blah. All right. Here's my main problem with this, Rob. This is my main problem with this whole thing. Again, to me, the character is not there to serve the actor. To me, if the actor can't do it now, go get another actor. Go get another actor. But I do love Tom Holland, and they seem to think he's the perfectly right guy for this thing. And okay, I'll get into that because I love Tom Holland. I think he's great, and I look forward to seeing him play Drake. I am. I think it's going to be great. But here's the part that really confounds me. Both the new Spider-Man movie and the Uncharted movie fall under the purview of Sony. Now, granted, Marvel's going to be producing the movie, but it's still Sony's movie. How did you not know when you were setting up to have Tom Holland play this role in Uncharted? How did you not think about, oh yeah, we've got this other movie of ours that we're very bullish that Tom Holland is going to be a part of? How did they not stop to think over at Sony for 1 second? Oh, we totally forgot we've got Tom Holland in another one of our movies that is shooting at a certain time. Whoops. I mean, listen, I've been very, very big on Sony the last year or two. I think Sony in the last year or two have really pulled up their boots. I think they've done some really good things. They've put out some very good movies, and they've got some really great projects on the horizon as well. And I've been very, very big on Sony the last couple of years. But this, to me, I don't know, this just reeks of some major incompetence and somebody really dropping a ball. This was all under your roof. It's not like somebody just popped a surprise on you and oops. And it does raise the question. Maybe for the sake of the movie, then you change out your actor. I mean, is Tom Holland the only guy on the plane? And I love Tom Holland. I loved his casting. But is he the only actor in the world who can play this role? You've got a guy right now, you've got a Travis Knight, who's one of the hottest names in directing right now. How you take a dead as a doornail Transformers franchise that became a laughing point whenever anybody would even bring up the franchise anymore. He stepped in there, did a spin-off movie of one of the little Transformers, Bumblebee, and made it one of the most heartwarming, fun, wonderful films of the year that it came out. When you have a guy who does that, I'm sorry. Travis Knight is more important to this movie than Tom Holland is. I'll say it. I know that's not going to be popular, but he's Spider-Man. Everybody's going to love because he's the famous one, but I don't give a shit. Travis Knight was the more important guy to this project than Tom Holland is. And Travis Knight would have been a lot more responsible for making this movie quality than the actor playing the lead role. And there are other really, really good actors you could have stepped at. Instead, they treated the director's chair like another tradable commodity. They've got this rotating merry-go-round of directors going on now with this project. Travis Knight was more important to this project than Tom Holland was. Now, clearly the people at Sony don't see it that way. And fine, because Tom Holland is really popular. And again, I don't want to make it sound like I'm dumping on Tom Holland because I think he's aces. I love Tom Holland. But I think this was the wrong move on Sony's part. This is a project people have been waiting for a long time. It's already gone through multiple delays. You've gone through multiple directors. You finally have you've had other really good directors attached, and now you've got a really great director attached who's really hot right now, doing some really special things with these types of properties. He's great for it. And they decided, nah, the star is more important than the director. And they went through yet another director. And I just got to say, Rob, as somebody who's been very big on Sony the last couple of years, I'm very disappointed in this decision of theirs. I think it was the wrong move. Anyway, you take a look at this, Rob. How do you see it?
Well, look, the Uncharted franchise, the video games, were the first time when I played that first Uncharted game, it was the first time I felt like a video game was the closest it's ever been to being a movie. I was so enamored of the characters, the voice acting, the actual story, and the way I was carried through with the cutscenes into the gameplay. It was the first video game I ever sat down and I was obsessed. I played the entire game all the way through from beginning to end. And I have a real love for the Uncharted franchise. And the games have all been really pretty solid. But I've never liked the casting of Tom Holland as Nathan Drake. I love Tom Holland. I love him as Spider-Man. But to me, Nathan Drake is a guy look, let's face it, he's an Indiana Jones analog. And Tom Holland to me seems still like a little kid. And even if you go the younger route, and I don't necessarily think Mark Wahlberg would have made a good Nathan Drake, but I agree with you. I'm like, this project is not going to live and die with Tom Holland. Although I'm sure the studio's going, well, when Tom Holland stars in a Spider-Man movie, it makes $1 billion. He's become one of the most bankable draws in terms of actors in the world because he was in Endgame, because he was in Infinity War, because he was in Civil War. He was, if you look at just his box office, he is one of the most bankable draws ever. But I don't know if he could have carried Uncharted. It would have to be damn good. And already it's an Indiana Jones Tomb Raider riff as it is. So maybe the problem, that's just an excuse. They're using Tom Holland as the excuse, but maybe the excuse really is the script isn't there. The story isn't there yet. And I think the directors that have come and gone on the project look at it and go, how is this different enough from a Tomb Raider movie? And they look at the Tomb Raider movie, and they think to themselves, well, Uncharted is very similar to Tomb Raider. And the last Tomb Raider movie, which was you, John, have always talked about, you've sung the praises of it. And I kind of enjoyed the last Tomb Raider movie. I caught a little bit of it just the other day. And I just don't know if the project itself is viable. I don't know.
See, I do believe the project is viable. I do. And I don't think you have to worry a lot about there being a lot of similarities between it and Tomb Raider. Because I think you're right. There are a lot of similarities, but I don't think they need to worry about that. I don't think that's going to be to its detriment too much if you just make a better film, right, despite those things. And listen, if you're going to go with the younger, Nathan, if you're going to go with the younger Nathan, I do like Tom Holland's casting. A lot of people can question about whether they should have gone with a younger Nathan or if they should have gone with a mid-30s, early 40s Nathan, an adventurer kind of nearing the end, a thief's end kind of thing, nearing the end of his adventuring days. I don't know.
Right.
That's a different discussion. But again, I think there are two possibilities here, Rob. You raise up a really good one. That maybe the whole scheduling conflict thing is just a smokescreen. Maybe it's just there are deeper issues with that, but they've had so many years to work those issues out. And from what I understand, what brought Travis Knight in was the state in which the script was in, and in his new little addition to it. And apparently it seemed like they were in a pretty good place to make this finally happen. And then all of a sudden this happens and now he's gone. And I'm just at a little bit of a loss. Let me ask you this, Rob.
Well,
go ahead. Go ahead. Make your point.
Money. That now that Sony has, especially after this summer, Men in Black International not doing so well. Sony has had not exactly the greatest year aside from Spider-Man. And I think once they know that, we can be guaranteed another $1 billion, they want to be in the Spider-Man business. They've got Venom 2 in production. They've got Morbius coming out. I think they want to get that Spider-Man cheddar, and Uncharted as a film is not a sure thing. Whereas a Spider-Man 3, I hope they call it Homefront, is a slam dunk. So I think it really is a studio issue. And they probably said, if let's say the script for Uncharted is great, I still think Sony said, well, guys, we need a Spider-Man movie to make sure our shareholders and our parent company's happy with us. And we'll do Uncharted afterwards because we need that sweet, sweet Spider-Man cheddar.
Yeah, and I don't blame them for prioritizing movies like that. But I just if that's the case, change your actor. Just replace Tom Holland with another there are other great actors in the right age range that you could put in that and keep the director, Travis Knight, attached to it and give everybody the Uncharted movie that they've been looking forward to.
Yeah.
But they seem to got their priorities. Anyway, guys, the question is for you here. How do you see this? Do you think this is, no big deal? This is no big problem, so we got to wait another year for it, not a big deal? Do you kind of think it's a big deal like I do? Do you think they should have swapped the actors? Do you think, no, they made the right choice? You got to have Tom Holland playing the role. How do you guys feel about it? Jump down to the comment section below and let us know your thoughts. All right.